2 reasons why you should stop reading motivational books. There are 2 important lessons I find particularly enlightening in the book, Art of War by Sun Tzu. Number 1. Know your strengths and weaknesses. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Number 2. Know when to fight and when not to fight. Avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. I'll tell you why I found these 2 lessons quite enlightening. You see, life is a warfare of survival, both internal and external warfare. Imagine you are an army going into a battlefield relying on motivation. You are psyched up by your commander to go out and fight, but you have no knowledge and understanding of yourself or your opponent. You are ignorant of your own and your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. According to the art of war, if this was your strategy, you are bound to lose. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. But if you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. This captured why I stopped reading and watching motivational books and videos to consume a different kind of material. I will share all that with you in this video. Before we get to it, be sure to subscribe to After School Africa for more insightful videos like this. Know the enemy and know yourself. Let's meet Sunny. Sunny is a very shy guy, very anxious about speaking before an audience, and this has greatly limited his career and progress in life. He wanted to do something about it, so his friend recommended he reads The Power of Positive Thinking and a couple other motivational books. Sunny quickly gets started reading these books. The more he read, the more he felt like he could easily overcome his fears. He visualizes himself speaking confidently before a group of people. This gave him a sense of progress and self-improvement. But each time Sunny tries to challenge himself to face his fears during his company staff meeting, he is met with an internal resistance. On few occasions, he is able to push himself to act, but in most cases, it is a struggle. Sunny desires to make a change, but because he lacks understanding of his personality, the origin and the reason for this fear, he gets defeated most of the time. What Sunny didn't understand is that motivation is like Dutch courage. The feeling you get from drinking alcohol, it lingers for the moment and disappears, leaving you with hangover, which is the self-judgment of not being able to use your motivation productively. Worst of all, it's like drugs. It gets addictive, so you keep coming back for the circus of momentary adrenaline rush. Motivation is also like a relationship built on sexual attraction. A lot of relationships fail today because they rely too much on sexual motivation rather than understanding. When things get tough in your relationship, no amount of aspire to inspire speech can fix things better than understanding the purpose of your relationship. At a stage in your life, you don't need to read for motivation. You read to understand yourself, other people, and the things you fear. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. When you need external motivation. At the early stage of your personal development journey, you need external sources of motivation from parents, peers, and motivational authors and speakers. It's pretty helpful at this stage. These people provide you with the momentary consistent push you need, but you will notice that there is always resistance no matter how motivating your source tries to be. Most young people rebel against any motivation to be more purposeful with their lives. Lazy people tend to be resistant to motivation to stop procrastinating and be more productive. But older people tend to be more purposeful and productive, not because they have better motivation, but because of better understanding about life. People change when they get a better clarity for why and how they need to change. Why seeking understanding is better than motivation. Sunny will make better progress if, instead of looking for motivation, he focuses on understanding why he has this fear and what constitutes this fear. This will lead him to understand that this fear is not unique to him. Almost every human being has the fear of speaking before an audience at varying degrees. Studying about human nature will help him accept himself as imperfect and also understand that no one gets good at anything without stumbling and consistent effort, and that you can get good at anything if you put in long hours of work and consistent effort. He will understand that this fear of nervousness may never go away. Even for the great speakers he admires, they just master how to keep it under control and use it as positive energy. Many of our fears, anxiety, and worries in life can be taken care of with the simple understanding that we are all imperfect beings trying to do better. It's the difference between taking sleeping pills and actually learning why you can't sleep. Motivation inspires Dutch courage. Understanding inspires sober courage. And you are going to be sober most of the time. Avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. The second message from The Art of War: know when to fight and when not to fight. Avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. Motivation will often inspire you to demand more than you can from yourself and set unsustainable expectations. You hear things like, you can be whatever you want to be. That's mostly nonsense. You cannot be whatever you want to be. You can be something within the confines of your personality and ability, and that is big enough. Your task is then to discover, understand, and stretch this personality and ability. You have to understand that willpower is not strong enough, and that will inspire you to work smarter and rely more on systems instead of willpower. Have you ever wondered why over 80% of people fail on their New Year resolution by February? And this circle repeats itself year after year. Isn't that enough proof that motivation does not work? Goals are not sustainable without systems to achieve them. For instance, if you have a habit of having an untidy room, you can either motivate yourself every weekend to clean your room, or you train yourself and everyone in your house to put things in the right place every time. I stopped setting isolated goals a few years ago. I only set goals within a system. For instance, to build this YouTube channel, I had to create a method to go from topic idea to published video, and then hire people to fit into each step of the process. I understand that I cannot rely on motivation to stay consistent with creating videos on my own, even for 1 month. So, within this established system of producing videos consistently, we set goals like the number of videos to create per month, improving in video quality, and making the process more efficient. This is the difference between working harder and working smarter. Avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. Learning how to delegate responsibilities and work smarter is definitely more effective than motivating yourself to work harder. What you should read instead. If I shouldn't read motivational books and listen to motivational authors, what then should I read? The answer is, it depends on what you're looking for. If you have poor habit with money, instead of looking for motivation to inspire you to get better with money, study to understand human irrationality and psychology, the origin of money and economics. You will start to see and treat money differently. If you want to start a business without capital, you may need a little motivation, but the primary instrument you need is to understand how business and money works. There are a lot of books and materials to study about this. If you want to understand the world, people, and yourself, study materials on human behavioral psychology, economics, and political history, autobiographies, and such book. Read to understand what you're dealing with at the fundamental level. What got you here will not get you there. I started my business as a sole proprietor. At a point, I was making more money than 95% of people in the continent. For the purpose of this lesson, I'll say consistent hard work and dedication got me here. But to grow past this stage and not get entrapped with what I have built, I needed to move from a one-man business to an actual company. Willpower was no longer enough. Even more importantly, I had to confront the fear of earning less money. If I had to build an actual company, I had to start taking salary as an employee in the company, as well as hire and pay people. But this decision became very easy when I understood money better. I got to value my time and the skill and manpower I got from hiring people more than having more money in my bank account. Money is just a tool that empowers you to have more option. I would rather pay to have more time to myself than have to do most things myself. That is what money is for. Motivation may have gotten me here, but a better understanding of how things work is what has kept me going. Again, if you are just starting your personal development journey, it may be helpful to start with reading motivational books. But if you really want to make lasting changes and transformation on a larger scale, study to understand what you are dealing with. Remember, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Know when to fight and when not to fight. Avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. If you found this video helpful, we'll appreciate if you like and share it with someone. If you're yet to subscribe to After School Africa, now's a good time to hit the subscribe button. Until next time, your success matters.